We have gone through all of the crafter stories in our Realm Reborn, well, all except one. It is time to look at the Culinarian. And while we have had quite complex questlines at times, this one is simple, but still kinda nice. So to become a Culinarian, we will have to join the Culinarian Guild on the upper level of Limsa. The guild is located within the Bismarck, the premier restaurant in Eorzea. The restaurant was named after a legendary white whale, said to devour all things in his path. A rather accurate description, as we learn more about in Heavensward. And while it might feel like the guild has a peculiar location, being in the city of pirates, it was in fact one of the former admirals of the city who has founded it. And he of course was a sea wolf, meaning he has a terrible name, so his name was Admiral Guolskiv Baldwin, and that is gonna be my best try at that pronunciation. Either way, this admiral was a true gourmand. Around 50 years ago, he decided to catalogue every recipe of note in the realm. A rather massive goal, which led to him founding the Culinarian Guild for just that purpose. And since then, the guild has worked tirelessly to collect recipes and ingredients from all corners of the star. And being in Limsa has allowed them to get ingredients far and wide, as this is a shipping city, with products going in and out at all times. Though of course collecting ingredients and recipes is not all they do. They've also become known for various creations like the eggless omelette. As we aspire to become a master of all things cooked, baked, preserved and eaten, we find ourselves at the guild's door, eager to join. And while there is a slight implication that the guildmaster Lingsath might put us in a stew, we are of course allowed to join. And while Lingsath might sound a little bit scary, he is in fact really caring for all of the members of the guild. Our training starts right away, as we are made familiar with the life in the kitchen, with our tools and the importance of knowing our ingredients. And through our training, we also get to know other people of the guild by assisting them. The first one is Ingham, a senior of ours within the guild, who is feeling a little bit down in the dumps after botching an order. So we cheer him up by cooking him some nice fish. Which fires him up because apparently the fish is better than anything he can make, and him having been in the guild longer than us, well, he feels that he needs to be able to do even better. So he starts working double hard to surpass us once more and to stay ahead. And his hard work is really paying off. He gets put in a charge of a big order, though he does forget the main dish of it, so we are asked to step in and assist at least with the main dish. When we do bring him the food, Ingham is both frustrated, impressed, and even more motivated to be better than us. Though his life is not easy, things turn out to be one bungle after another, as we end up having to assist him yet again after he offered a regular patron of the Bismarck a complimentary meat kebab, only to bungle the cooking of it, meaning the patron is wanting to actually have Ingham fired, because he believes the standard of the Bismarck are falling. Therefore, we are required to make the same dish just better, and with the customer being satisfied, he leaves. Though we learn that Ingham would never have been fired, that's not Lingsath's style. The guild's purpose is to train aspiring Culinarians. It is made of its people, not by the Bismarck customers. So as long as Ingham wants to be a Culinarian, he would never be turned away. And honestly, I really like this guildmaster. He really cares for everybody in the guild and helping people learn, without being like weird or crazy in any way. This is like the most normal questline ever, and it feels kinda weird after doing things like the Alchemist Guild. The next guild member we get to know is Diving Dove. She is a Rogadan woman who tends to overwork herself. And to help her, we are discreetly told to make some dishes and ask her to give her opinion of them, only for her to actually eat them, which was the main point. She does see through the ruse, but she is flattered and she does like the dishes, which is quite nice. we also learn about the chef's bane. This is Lord Lolorito, who apparently considers himself to be quite the food critic. He is coming to eat at the Bismarck, and apparently the man is known for seeking out flaws everywhere and in everything. He has even caused some restaurants to go under because of his harsh reviews. And that's how he got the nickname Chef's Bane. Now usually the guildmaster handles cooking for Lolorito, not because the others can't do it, but simply because he doesn't want the pressure of the reputation of the Bismarck to be on their shoulders. But recently he injured his hand, so instead we are asked to take on the challenge. And what a challenge it is! It turns out Lolorito never actually says what he wants to eat, he just asks the chef to impress him. And, well, we're not a mind reader, but we are clever. So we go ask Diving Dove, who does recognize that Lolorito's manservant is nearby. So we simply go ask the manservant, what would Lolorito want to eat? And he tells us that currently Lolorito seems to have an hankering for smoked raptor. And it turns out he really does. With this we become an even more trusted member of the guild, allowing us to take on the more important tasks, which does include planning and serving food to dignitaries visiting the Admiral. Until one day we are requested by name by the Sultana herself. Though it turns out this is not a simple request. The visit is being organized by no other than Lord Lolorito, who seems to want to humiliate us and discredit the Bismarck. And the man is in full sabotage mode, working hard to prevent us on learning anything about the Sultana's likes and dislikes when it comes to food, and even going so far as buying out entire ingredients from the market to try to prevent us from getting them. Which is his mistake, because that gives us a clue of what he wants to eat. We also go around speaking to people from Ulta who are traveling in Limsa to get any rumors about what the Sultana might like. And with all that information, we finally got our menu. And this is a grand feast. We bring several dishes together, those being effed steak, a bowl of beef stew, some trapper quiz, and of course, crown pie. And then I at least personally really enjoy Lolorito's frustration and the awkwardness as the Sultana finds out that apparently she requested us by name, only for everyone to kind of just stare at Lolorito, knowing he was up to some nonsense yet again. But with high praise from the Sultana, our time at the Culinarian Guild ends. There's not a big quest line, it doesn't have a steep story or anything like that, but I still enjoyed it. We made some amazing dishes, got to know our fellow guild members, and made Lolorito feel like an absolute ass. Overall, a pretty good questline to me. But what do you think? Did you enjoy the culinary questline? Is the Culinarian job something you like to play? Let's talk about it down in the comments. And while you're there, throw me a commentation by liking and subscribing, and even checking out one of the videos on the screen right now. But in the end, all I wanna say is takk fyrir að horfa, megðu yndislegan dag.